North Palm Beach County General Aviation Airport, automated weather observation 1555 Zulu weather, wind 020 at 6, visibility more than 10, sky condition clear below 12,000, temperature 24 Celsius, dew point 15 Celsius, altimeter 3014.
Hear us too.
What's that?
They hear us
North
too.
Palm Beach County General Aviation Airport, automated weather observation 155.
That was just an automated weather system that's on the airport, and it's actually, see that red and white box and antenna? That's that. It's an automated weather system, and then we can tune into it and listen, and then get all the wind and temperature and everything that we need.
Who was talking earlier?
What you just heard a second ago, that's actually the airport that all the pilots talking to.
North County traffic, Skyhawk 66010 is taxiing out from ramp 27 left, North County. Okay, that's not short final, so that's perfect.
So when we're on the ground, we don't steer with this at all. That actually does literally nothing.
Oh.
You're stealing with your feet. That's on the rudder pedals.
Missed on runway.
That's turning the rudder in the back and the nose wheel.
Huh.
So when you hit left, you go left, hit right, you go right.
And North County got
so
a
it's kind of bizarre when you're on the ground and you're not touching the wheel.
Delta for the North Hangar, North County.
And then the tops of the pedals, what you use with your toes, is the brakes. You tap the top one, it does the left brake. Tap the right one, it does the right brake.
North County traffic, Cub turning right, crosswind 27 right, touch and go North County.
So I'm going to do a quick run up. I'm going to throttle it up a little bit. We're not going anywhere. It's just to check the engine and make sure everything is working properly. So we're going to get it up to about 1800 RPM right there. And we're going to look at all of our engine instruments. Fuel flow looks good. Your vacuum looks good. Oil pressure, temperature, fuel, volts. And I'm going to flip the switch to right. And you'll see a very slight drop in RPM. Back to both. Comes back up a little bit. To the left. Little drop. Back to both. Everything looks good. No lights.
North County traffic, Cub.
And what that's doing is there's 2 spark plugs per cylinder, so you're shutting half of them off, and you're making sure that the other one's working. And if it didn't, that engine would just shut off. And that's like not really a good time to fly because it's double redundancy. So if one fails in flight, you still have another one to
North County, White Decathlon is 5 to the southwest and over 1500 feet for 27 right.
That open. Right. Lights. Oh, vacuum gauge is good. Enunciators. These are all the enunciators. These are like all the little warning lights in your car. This is the ones for here. That's saying like we have low fuel on the left or the right.
And North County traffic, helicopter 5 Romeo Bravo.
Oil pressure, low vacuum, low voltage.
27 right.
I've never seen any of those ever light up. Other than the fuel one, sometimes when you're flying around and the fuel's sloshing around in the tanks, you'll see that like flicker a little bit. But other than that, I've never seen any of those light up. Right. Clear left. No one landing. Clear right. There's no one taking off. Airport ops is down there. He's on the taxiway. And we're looking ahead because the traffic pattern where everybody flies around the airport is right in front of us. So you'd be able to see if somebody was in the pattern about to land. There's no one there, so it's basically all ours right now. Here we go.
North County traffic 66010 is departing runway 27 left, departure to the west, North County.
You always want to say that before you get on the runway, because that's letting everybody know that we are currently taking the active runway and taking off. So now
North County traffic, Cub departing runway 27 right for touch and go, North County.
So,
North County Airport, Cub turning right crosswind, 27 right, full stop, North County.
so full power. On our airspeed, we're looking for 55 knots. There's 50, 55, and just gently pull back. And we're in the air.
North County Airport, Cub turning right downwind, 27 right, full stop, North County.
Oh my god.
And while we're climbing out,
North County
I'm trying to shoot for 75 knots. That's the optimal climb speed for the plane. And while we're doing that, we're watching out for birds, watching out for airplanes.
27 left and right.
The trick with birds, you never, ever, 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 never, ever want to fly underneath them. Because when they panic, they dive. You always want to go above them.
Have you hit one before?
No, thankfully.
Altitude.
Alright, sounds like someone's trying to share some local knowledge for 27 right. They kept getting blocked. Could you repeat?
There's a decathlon overhead crosswind for a right downwind, 27 right, full stop behind the Cub ahead.
Alright, so we're going to get up to 1,000 feet right now and just level off until we get out away from the airport.
Yeah, Cubs are full stop for 27 right, FYI.
And most of the flying that, when we're flying just about anything, it's, you don't want to stare at your instruments, just like in a car, when you're driving down the road, you don't want to stare at your speed, you don't want to just look outside and kind of just go by just feeling what your car speed is. Same in an airport. You're always looking outside, looking for other airplanes, birds, looking where you're going, whatever like that, and then you just take a quick glance down, and you do a quick scan, you go, your attitude, that's showing what your orientation is, look back out, maybe a quick look at your airspeed, look around, quick look at your altitude, and you're just doing quick glances, and you're always staying outside.
Oscar Hawk, left downwind, runway 27 left, South County.
Keep saying what?
Birds.
Yeah, I hate birds. Because an airplane, most likely they'll see you and they'll move away. A bird will just fly right into you.
Go ahead.
And when you're flying too, there's really nothing, you don't have to do much. Like you see me flying, it's like with your fingers.
North County, Meridian 617,
you just kind of gently move the plane around with your fingers.
27 left,
white knuckle
according to the northwest.
You're going to be doing like a really aggressive stuff, but if you're doing it like this, it's really gentle. So you don't get that aggressive like lurching around. But the plane is flying itself. I mean, if I take all my hands and feet off, it flies itself. I'm not really flying it, I'm just guiding it along.
Driving a car.
Yeah.
Runway
Turn. Go ahead, put your hands and feet on the controls so you can feel what I'm doing.
Runway 27 left.
Down on the rudder pedals, it's all just very gradual. You can feel just real slight little inputs, and that's it. This is your vertical speed. That's showing you how much, like your trend, it's showing you how much you're climbing, how much you're descending.
Huh?
So go ahead and take your right hand. Just gently hold the wheel.
Huh?
And you're just going to watch your altitude, your attitude. Don't stare at this. This is just a reference. These are what you want to refer to, and you just want to try to keep it around 1500. And like I said, the plane I have it trimmed, so it's going to fly itself. So all you have to do is just gently nudge it back to wherever you want it.
976 Alpha Zulu.
So as the needle starts dropping, you just gently pull back a little bit, and then hold it. And you'll see it over time, the needle will start coming back up to 1500 feet. Everything is very small, very gradual inputs. See, now we're coming back to 15, so then you don't even have to push down, just relax pressure just a little bit, and you'll notice the nose drop.
Huh?
That's why most flying is done looking outside, because you can get a better picture, because if you're looking at the instruments, like I said a minute ago, you're going to be chasing the needle around, and you're going to be like doing this weird stuff. So you always want to be looking outside, and then you get a reference. Like what I do is when like right now we're level. You take the two fingers and you can put it on the dashboard and you can see from dashboard to horizon what your level attitude is.
Huh?
And then you can just visualize that and then you don't even have to look down. You can just look at the horizon, get a visual picture.
Huh.
Because like I said, you always want to be looking out and just glancing down. And then when you're good, Put the trees back on there. And now when you want to turn, it's again, very gradual, nothing excessive like in a car. All you have to do is literally just a light little nudge, push it in one direction, and let the plane slowly roll, and then relax the pressure again. And it just slowly starts turning.
27 right, North County.
And if you start turning a little steeper, you'll notice the nose will drop. That's because the lift on the wings that are keeping the plane in the air is turning. So you're essentially pushing that lift vector off to one side, so you're losing lift, so you're going to start dropping a little bit. And then when that happens, see how it's happening? You just pull back just a little bit, and you hold it. And now we're in what's called a coordinated standard rate turn. And that's that. And now when you level off, it's the same thing, just in the opposite. Just lightly nudge the controls over until it's level. And that's it. Now see, you're dropping a little bit, so just pull it back just a little. Right there. Turn it back level. And you see it coming back up to 15, so you're just going to relax a little bit. You're not going to push, just relax, see? And you can see it dropping just a little bit, and then when it hits there, hold it. And that's 1,500 feet. It's really, everybody thinks flying is like all this crazy stuff. You only do that if you're like doing aerobatics, but when you're flying around, it's very, very gentle. Very small control.
You can go ahead and we're going to line up and wait if you don't mind.
Go ahead and try to turn to the left a little bit. Just gently turn, and then you're going to gently pull back a little bit. Just a little bit. And then hold it right there. Let the nose come, let your altitude come back up. There's nothing to it. It's very, see how you're dropping a little bit?
Traffic mileage reporting 27 left, 7 left.
And if you start turning too far to the left, turn it back, turn it back.
North County, White Skyhawk, we're going to line up and wait, runway 27 left.
And now just gently pull back.
Altitude.
There you go. And now see, there's nothing, everything is very small. If you start doing like aggressive stuff, because you see how all of a sudden you just turned and start dropping, that's when you kind of panicked a little bit and you start doing this kind of stuff, and then the plane starts getting away from you.
Yeah, that's scary.
But everything is just little gradual inputs. And on the app that I use here, it's called ForeFlight. This kind of green ring, that's called your glide advisor. So if your engine fails, anything in that green ring, you can land to by no power. That's your gliding distance, and the higher you get, the wider that circle gets. So it tells you, if you have it on like a aerial map, you could get, it's not going to work.
North County, White Skyhawk, final approach on runway 27
You
left.
can get a satellite image of the terrain, so you can actually see, oh, here's the ponds here, there's the ponds, there's a road there, here's the road, that's inside my circle, I can make that road. So it makes emergency planning a lot nicer. Like I told you in the car, when your engine quits, nothing happens. And when I'm going to show you real quick, and I promise nothing's going to happen. You just pull the power to idle, and literally nothing is going to happen. That's just decelerating. We are flying completely on idle. There's
traffic,
no
73440, radio check.
nothing happens. It's totally uneventful. Most pilots who fly around, especially airline guys, they usually all do it. This is your emergency frequency. Oops. Change that a little bit. North. There we go. 121.5. That's the emergency frequency. If anybody were to ever go down, how's that airplane down there? If anybody were to ever go down, usually they would transmit on that frequency the Mayday call, and then the emergency operators, like at Search and Rescue, Coast Guard, they listen into that, they can hear it. But what acts as another form of assistance is pilots flying around. If they turn to it, it's called the guard frequency. We can all fly around and listen to it. So if we hear a Mayday call, we can then call the nearest control center, which would be Palm Beach Approach, and say, hey, I'm whatever miles away from the airport at this heading, picking up a Mayday call from tail number this, and then they'll be able to relay that and then start the search and rescue process.
Cool.
And all the airline pilots, when they're flying up there at 40,000 feet, they have that tuned in just to listen in case they hear something. So aviation is a very tight-knit community. So while we're out here just putzing along by ourselves, all these other hundreds of planes in the area all listening on this frequency. So in case we did go down, everybody's listening. So the entire region of airplanes and pilots would be able to be here to help us if we needed it.
Reassuring.
Yeah. And believe it or not, there's actually what's called right-of-way rules up here too. Just like on your car on the ground. Like that guy, he was on my right side, we were converging. Their FAA regulations say that if there's two airplanes converging, the guy on the right has the right of way. And so that's why I maneuvered around him, because he has the right of way. Technically, it says you're supposed to go to the right and behind them, but he was so close that if I went to the right and behind him, we would have gotten a little too close. So you make a judgment call, and he's going off in this direction, so I just lowered my altitude and got down underneath him. And there's different ones for different types of situations. If someone's coming head-on with you, both pilots go to the right. So it ends up doing like this. So you all move away from each other.
Left downwind.
Going to change over to Stuart. Just so we can listen to Stuart, because all their traffic, get an idea of what everyone's doing.
We're in Stuart.
And doing upwind, you'll call crosswind 25 Tango Papa.
Sorry?
Where are we at right now?
This is all Stuart right here.
Oh, okay.
There's the inlet, and the airport, it's kind of hard to see, but it's that kind of big open patch just below the water line. That's the airport. There's those two giant towers over there.
Huh?
We're actually at the same level as the top of them right now.
Jet 752, your Cessna traffic to follow is on the left base, number 2, runway 30, clear to land.
So this is the guy that I was watching over there. I still see him, I still have eyes on him, but it's saying he's 1,300 feet above us.
So
he's no factor. He's going to, I just heard him on the radio, he's going to Stuart, he's one of the flight school planes.
Treasure 9 Papa Golf, you can start left traffic.
That guy. 9 Papa Golf.
6 Tango.
Treasure 6 Tango Sierra, report entering left downwind, runway 30.
That's him.
Left downwind on 30, 6
Now he's
Tango Sierra.
descending.
Yeah.
Treasure 0 Jude Alpha, Stuart Tower, ident.
And he is descending, so I didn't visually see that.
They make left traffic.
You never want to fully trust this. You always want to use your eyes. Nothing is more accurate than you visually spotting someone. Because this could be a delay, it could be an error. Because we get something called a shadow on these, that the transponder will pick up yourself. They'll like have this weird orb happen, it'll pick up your own airplane, and they'll say like traffic danger close, same altitude. It'll show a dot right on top of you, and you'll be like, oh my god, there's a plane right on top of us, but it's really your own airplane.
Runway 30, clear touch
So you may get yourself into a panic and do something and put yourself in danger when there's really nothing there. You always want to use your eyes.
Company.
The water's so pretty.
Yeah, that's where we're going. We're going to go right over the
yeah.
beach. So
Treasure 67 Echo Romeo, your West Cessna traffic.
we're far enough away from Stuart right now that there should be really no factor for traffic, because the Stuart practice area where they do all their training, that's why when we were over there and there's freaking planes all over the place, that's because their practice area is over here. I mean, you can see it. Look at that.
That's us, yeah?
That's us. Look at all that. That's where we just came from. So we're out away from that, so it should be no factor for traffic other than the occasional stuff.
738, Third Tower, good day.
Straight ahead, 300 feet above us, going
final approach speed to number 4.
that way.
Oh, I can't even see.
They're straight in front of us, right above the down. So he's literally skimming the top of the clouds.
Treasure 67 Echo Romeo, your traffic to follow.
That's no factor. He's way out there. We got someone off about our 1 o'clock that way.
Did you mean
300 feet above us. Still be the same altitude as that
your traffic to
guy.
follow, just ahead into your right turning base.
I don't see him, so I'm going to keep an eye out for him, because now he's 200 feet above us, so he's descending.
Stuart Tower, Roger.
He's heading, so
97 Mayaca.
see how he's heading?
in the same direction.
Yeah, see how we're on a convergent course?
With
I can't see him, but he's on my right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn towards him, towards the right, to get behind him, so give him the right of way. Because you do not want to converge.
97 Mike, guide observed, turn right, fly due east,
Okay.
follow the beach north.
North County traffic, 641 Sierra Charlie is going to enter the
That's for treasure
left
94 Mike, sir.
runway 27.
Okay, calling 10 south. Is that 94 Mike or 97 Mike? 10 south to the airport is 97 Mike.
We're going to
Cross by each other.
get past each other.
Correct, 97 Mike, we're turning east.
30.
Treasure 6 Tango Sierra, make right 360.
I still don't see those.
360
That's crazy.
Tango Sierra.
What's that?
I still don't see the planes. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a trick for spotting traffic. It's you focus on like little segments of the sky at a time, and you just stare at that section for about a second or two, and then you go to another segment and stare, and you just kind of, because it gives your eyes the ability to focus on that section and let your peripheral vision pick up any movement.
Right.
Because if you stare at something, you're not going to see it. How you spot little things, and I'm sure you know that too, that it's your peripheral. When your eyes see something moving, it all of a sudden just latches onto that.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing to look for
North
traffic.
County traffic, 641
Because if you're sitting here just like looking around, you never see
Treasure 0, do it out for your traffic follows, just crossing the beach 1,400.
Inside Treasure 0,
That's the same guy?
Yep.
Treasure 0,
So
now
he's
just
leveled
3
with
following
us.
a Challenger
There you
jet,
go.
runway
See, he's at
30
zero.
land.
He's right at our altitude. He's going in that direction somewhere.
Everglades, Unicom, Sirius 97
He's
Lima.
probably,
Oh,
It's
yeah,
at
how far
738,
ahead
traffic
is he?
follows about half
11,
mile
10
final,
o'clock.
full stop.
that's probably,
That's at 738,
I don't know,
traffic
we got him right here too. That's probably a mile, 2 miles. Going off of that way.
Treasure 47 Echo Romeo, keep your
The
speed up.
windshield is so filthy, it's hard to pick out them from bugs. Alright, we're going to get over the water and we're going to drop down. And it's really nice down there. Can't do it over the houses. Alright, here we go.
Oh, cool.
Look at that water.
North
Wow.
County Airport.
My ears are
Airport
popping again.
operations.
Yeah, mine just did
Runway
twice.
sweep, runway 9 left, 27 right at this time.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
There we go. It's 300 feet.
300 feet?
Yep. We're almost level with those condos right now.
North Palm Beach County traffic, Sierra 6
God,
mile
that's
final,
so
9 right,
cool.
North
You can
Palm
see
County.
like dolphins from here.
Uh-huh. Sometimes you will. You actually see dolphins and sharks and everything. This is why Florida is so nice.
North Palm County traffic, Sierra 2 mile final, 9 right.
Looking for dolphins.
Yeah.
427 sector will be departing.
Surprised there wasn't any down there.
The left traffic parallel.
What's really wild is when you're in shark season,
Yeah.
and literally, if you like this far out, I mean, it's right here, right against the coast, you'll see just sharks everywhere.
So cool.
All right, there's 1,000 feet. Now the hunt begins for the Gardens Mall. Okay. Everybody who's flying around can just be on a lookout. Oh, it's right there.
Where?
I-
Oh!
It's right there. I didn't. I'm going to do a sharp, steep turn real quick, just so I can get it on your side.
Okay.
For Delta, parallel 9, left.
I'm gonna try to take a selfie with it.
There we go.
I don't know if you can see it. Where is it? Oh, it's right
It's
there.
coming
I
up.
see. Okay.
Did you get it?
Yep.
So we're going to get up to 1,500 feet and overfly the airport. That's the procedure here. You overfly the traffic pattern,
Uh-huh.
get past it a little bit, and then we'll descend back down and then get set up to land.
Okay.
North County.
Remember I told you my friend messaged me thinking I was going skydiving?
Yeah.
So I told him no, like my friend just taking me flying. He said, that's so cool, he should push you out. No thanks. That's it right there?
Yep. That's it. And actually that runway that we're lined up with is actually the one that we're going to be landing on.
Looks so tiny from
427
here.
vectors left downwind.
But we can't just drop down because there's people landing there.
Right.
Cut people off.
Oh, there's a plane. Down there.
Yep. Yeah, he's just taking off. I got another one over here somewhere. I just saw him a second ago. He's landing.
You go past it and come back around, you said?
Yeah, we're going to turn over that way and then turn around and come back. So we're right over that.
Across the runway.
So again, just keep a lookout. See any airplanes, birds, and let me know.
Okay.
And North County, the red cup is turning base and final 9 left, touching go North County.
Especially coming from this way, because this is the general procedure for people coming in, is coming right down this canal right here.
Yeah.
But you'd usually see a lot. Yeah, I saw that one coming. I was like, uh-oh.
11.5 to the west-southwest. The sending down to 1,000 feet for downwind for whatever runway we're using.
Alright, so we're clear down that way, clear to the left. North County 010 is entering right downwind, 9 right, North County. North County, got a light twin showing about 15 to the south. Okay, I got him. Inbound for North County. I think that was the guy, yeah, that's the guy that just took off.
North County traffic, circle 848 Tango, crossing 3214 on the ground, north.
So now we can start coming down.
North County, the red cup is turning final 9 left, full stop.
Leaving altitude.
North County 010, turning right, base 9 right, North County.
North County traffic, helicopter 427 vector, be departing Delta parallel 9 left traffic.
We got that guy, he's taking off on the parallel runway on the other side. Looks clear.